Organizing Network, but as a leader of the NAN Youth Huddle, she has empowered young people to use their voices to demand justice while hosting conversations amongst different generations.
Hi everybody, I'm here in Union Square today, and they're going to unveil the three new statues of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and John Lewis. So let's check it out.
Reverend Sharpton couldn't be with us today. As many of you know, we are really fighting tooth and nail for real legislation to be passed. We're dealing with some serious issues on the Hill as it relates to the infrastructure bill, as it relates to a potential government shutdown. And so Reverend Sharpton is on the move in Washington, D.C., trying to meet with legislators to try to come to an agreement as to what we are going to do to help keep our people safe.
Hola mi gente, estoy en el parque de Union Square, que van a poner tres estatuas una de George Floyd, de Breonna Taylor y de John Lewis.
And that's three monuments that will, of course, that represents where we are in our movement today, that also represents the struggle of how far we have come and the fight to move forward and continue. It is without, of course, I must say that we will continue to stand with the families of Breonna Taylor, with the families of George Floyd. I'm wearing a shirt that symbolizes a march that happened in the middle of a pandemic in Washington, D.C. in August 2020, where we marched by the hundreds of thousands to bring public awareness around the issue of passing real legislation in the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. And we will not stop. Even though that legislation has been struck down by Congress and Senate, we will not stop until we know that we are protecting the George Floyds of America and the Breonna Taylors of America, and that their persecutors are brought to justice under the full extent of the law. And while we've seen victories happen, we've seen things happen that we can say, yes, we've made some progress. We know that the fight continues, and we know that looking at these statues, by passing these statues every single day in the heart of a city where people come for refuge, where people come for economic opportunities and to seek a better life, may they be reminded that the George Floyds and the Breonna Taylors and the Congressman John Lewises and the descendants of those who will stay in the fight for justice and equality for all who deserve will reign on, will stand strong, and will continue to fight and move forward. And we will not rest until we know that our future generations will be protected and secured, and we know that we will continue that fight. So thank you all for having us. Thank you, and continue to pray for these families as they have to face the tragedies every single day of not being able to speak to their loved ones and see their loved ones. And let us hold our loved ones tighter and stronger as we continue to move forward and push for justice for all. Thank you so much for having me.
Culture, justice, change. Can we all repeat that? 1, 2, 3. Culture, justice, change. These three words changed my life after I met Mr. Terence Floyd. Terence Floyd is the brother of George Floyd, and he is a native New Yorker fighting for justice. After the death of his late brother, whose death shocked the nation, Terence decided to start We Are Floyd. We Are Floyd's mission is to build healthy relationships between communities as well as giving back. Without further ado, I introduce to you all Terence Floyd.
Peace, 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 kings and queens. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right. What I want y'all to do for me is just take a deep breath. I ask y'all to do that for my brother, because he's no longer able to do it. He didn't get a chance to do it. And that's the understanding I want y'all to know is don't waste your breath. Every breath you breathe, don't waste it. Every breath I take, I will think of my brother. I will fight for him. The brother's right. We need to wake up. Wake up. I need the world to wake up. Because if you don't wake up, that bill, they could pass that bill. They could do whatever they want. But if you don't wake up and you don't change your mindset, it's for nothing. Because the bill can be passed and we still walk around here with racism in our minds and our hearts, and it'll be for nothing. It'll just be in black and white. That's it. So we need to listen to our brother. Wake up. Wake up. We're gonna follow his lead. Wake up.
Wake up.
Don't fall back to sleep. We have many situations where us as New Yorkers fell back to sleep. 9/11, when it first happened, you know, it was a whole bunch of love and support, and everybody was saying that they love you and they support you and they help you anyway. And then when time passed on, only time we heard about it is September 11th on the anniversary. With Sean Bell, with Breonna Taylor, Eric Gardner, all of these families, they need the prayers, they need the support. They don't need you to forget. We don't need you to forget. We need you to wake up and stay woke. I want to thank Confront Arts for bringing this project to me. Thank you. You can clap. Yes. Clap it up. I want to thank Confront Arts for bringing this project to me. When they came to me, I said, yeah, we could do it, but the name popped out to me. Confront Arts. And we was on a Zoom one day, and I said, y'all have the perfect name for this project. So what do you mean? I said, it's a statement piece we're doing, so it's gonna be confrontation. And when you look at the word confront, it's dealing with something that should not be avoided. So we are doing this. We are acknowledging that we're woke, we're gonna stay woke, and we're gonna do this in love, peace, and unity, and we're gonna keep healing together. I also wanna thank you. I also wanna thank Chris, Liz, that's Confront Arts, I'm sorry, I'm about to name them. My Rubenstein PR, Richard, Michaela, Eric. I want to thank my We Are Floyd team, LaCrown, Omar Robinson, also known as DJ Mr. Famous from the Union DJs. My boy Douglas Washington from True Creative Health. David Lippman from Lippman Studios. Those are all my peoples that have been backing me and supporting me and on this journey with me. I want to thank the Sharpers. I'm not gonna not say that. I'm sorry, Damo. You know, Ashley, Dominique, Reverend Sharpton, they've really been for the cause. And Sharpton has really been there for the family, for the families, but now that my family is joined into that fraternity, he's been there for us also, and we appreciate him. Ben Crump, gotta give his shout out for him and his team for what they did for us for justice. I'm not really a talker, shocking, right? But I just want to thank New York, my hometown. New York, give it up for yourself. Now I want y'all, I heard during the whole protest and everything, everybody said, say his name. Say his name. George Floyd, that's right. I've been hearing that. And that's what made me want to start We Are Floyd, because they was calling George Floyd and they was calling his name, and I looked at the situation, I said, you know what? I could be that family member to say, it's about my brother, we're gonna find justice for my brother. But I took a step back and I looked at it and I said, wait a minute. Yes, I love my brother, I miss my brother. But what happened to my brother was the straw that broke the camel's back, which means there was others before my brother that never got justice. So that's the reason why I started We Are Floyd, because I want my organization to join with other organizations and help these families. Because I'm part of this fraternity and I see we need help. You know, we need that support. So my foundation is going to be dealing with the community, dealing with the mental health issues, along with any and everything that goes on in our community. And I just want y'all to, you know, y'all can follow us on wearefloyd.org. That's our website. You know, you go on there, you see our updates, you see what we're doing in the community. Just follow us and just come support. We also have merch on there where you can donate, and it goes strictly to the proceeds of what we're doing in the community. Thank you. Appreciate y'all, New York. Now it's time for the big unveiling.
Nine minutes and 29 seconds was the amount of time that police held George Floyd down on the ground as his life was extinguished. The incident became a global outcry for justice and sparked intense emotions in the long fight to end racial injustice. The hundreds of layers that make up the sculpture represent the complexity of Floyd's life and death. An essential worker, Breonna Taylor, was killed when plainclothes police officers entered her home during a botched raid. She has become one of the most prominent victims of police violence and misconduct, sparking demonstrations across the United States. This is a monument to honor Breonna, who tragically became the face of a movement and inspired so many. At my age, the age of 22, Congressman John Lewis took on the fight for social justice. He hosted a series of nonviolent protests, sit-ins, and was a key organizer on the March to Washington alongside Martin Luther King Jr. and was a part of the Big Five. Even as a congressman, he held a sit-in on the floor of the House for gun violence control. Congressman Lewis's legacy is the epitome of seeing justice, because even after all his hard work, here we still are, years later, holding the same conversations, demanding justice and equality for the Black and brown communities all over our nation. The actions of Congressman Lewis will always resonate in the